talking about my education today. Welcome, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining me. If you don't know who I am, my name is LaRon. I am LaRon Quarles, and I am the owner of SBL Hair Loss here in Pleasantville. So I just want to say thank you very much. I am going to be talking today about now everyone on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. You don't have the benefit of being able to see this image. But this image here, I am talking about the three areas of your scalp. If you can see, I can tell by the way your scalp looks, these three areas here. If I see you and I'm able to look at your scalp, sometimes I don't even need a scope to determine what kind of hair and scalp malady you have because of the training that I have been exposed to and have been involved in. I can tell what kind of hair loss you had before you even sit in my chair. So I'm going to grab my mannequin so that you can have the benefit of seeing my mannequin in person. Hold on for a second. Hey, I just joined the live, y'all. I'm sorry. Stop it. I'm on a live. Stop it. Sorry. Yeah, I just clicked in 2 minutes ago. Sorry about that. Sorry. So, I'm already going to live. Sorry. All right, well, I was just going to talk about because it's hot. Okay. It's real hot outside. All right. Thank you, mamas. I was going to take them with me, but it's too hot. Right. See you later. See. All right, everyone. So I just wanted to let you know, this right here, I'm going to start off by saying, when you get training as a hair loss professional, you may go to various classes, trainings. You may hear different schools of thought by different people, but I just want to talk to you about how, as a holistic practitioner, I have received training that lets you know with different zones of the scalp. Now, this right here on TikTok, you can see the zones of the scalp here. Here, I can show you, this is what I'm talking about here. This is the frontal hairline. This is the mid scalp region. And then here in the back, right above where the hook would be, this is called the vertex. So this here, you have the frontal, mid scalp, and then you have the vertex. So what I want to share with you about is when you see your hair thinning in different areas, I'm going to share with you today just a little bit of knowledge. So when you see it on yourself, you'll know what is going on and why you're having this particular issue. Now, I want to just say that I have had a lot of people, see you guys, I've had a lot of people come in who are dealing with gastric bypass. They've been taking things for their digestion. They may have had gastric sleeve. What happens with this area here, as we age, sometimes our digestion doesn't work as well. This will be the first area that will start to gray because our digestion isn't as good as it used to be when we were 15, 16, 20, 25, 30, and 45. As we age, our digestion does not keep up with us. Mostly everything in our body starts to decline and it wanes, which is why you need ongoing support, which is also why, as we age, a lot of us need medication as we age because the body just does not work as well. So, what I have noted is as we age, I see a lot of people getting a mature hairline. So, you may have seen a man or a woman in their 20s, they had a nice full hairline that's started here. Then, as they become 30, it starts to recede. 40 starts to recede, and then 50 is receding and it's starting to gray because as we age, we cannot digest minerals the way we used to. We do not digest food the way we used to, and we need a little bit of help. Sometimes that steak that you used to have in your 20s, you're in your 40s, 30s, 50s, 60s, you can't digest that steak the way you used to. So I'll say all this to say when I meet people who have gotten the gastric sleeve and who have gotten the gastric bypass, and I also know by viewing people who have digestive issues, I see frontal hairline issues. Frontal hairline issues. So when you are losing hair in the front, now here, TikTok, I have this little image right here that says frontal. So we have the frontal, mid scalp, and vertex. So all of this area here, this is the front. When you're having a digestive challenge, and I can spot it a mile away as soon as someone comes in, in for hair replacement or they come in for a trichology exam, I can already tell as soon as I start talking to them because I have a 1 hour session where if you want hair replacement, I'll talk you through some solutions for your hair and scalp if you still want to grow your hair back in. And if you want to grow your hair back in, I need to just converse with you about some of your past, what it is that you're experiencing, and what you've been through. 9 times out of 10, when I talk to someone, they'll say, yes, I'm a type AB, I'm a type A, I don't have digestion, I have gas, malabsorption, I have gas and belching, I don't digest my food well. Or they'll say, I've had gastric bypass, I've had a gastric sleeve, I've always had gastric issues. So, what I usually know is this area here is that first area to go when you're having problems with digestion. So, what I want to let you all know is this frontal region, as you see here in this image, the frontal region corresponds with digestion. Also, what I have noticed along with my training, I want to share with you that when you're having problems with your kidneys, when you're having problems with your kidneys, your front area will always pay the price. Now, I've had quite a few clients who have been dealing with lupus, and they have a nephrologist that they have to visit. They have a kidney doctor. Mostly all of my clients who have lupus and they have kidney issues are losing hair right here in the front. So, any of you who are watching, if you know someone that you've talked to and they're losing this hair right here, they may have digestive issues. They may have had something compromise their digestive system, or they may be having issues with their kidneys. And the longer they have issues with their kidneys, the longer they have issues with their digestion, the more gray they'll have because gray is a term called kinites. When you're low on different minerals like copper, when your body is not getting in enough copper because you have poor digestion, you have poor stomach digestion, you have GERD, and you have upper digestive issues, sometimes you're not going to get the benefit of taking in all of those vitamins and minerals. And when you're lacking in those minerals, this is the first area that will get gray or prematurely gray, or this area will start to kind of draw up and get thinner and thinner. So, also, and I just want to say thank you. If you guys have any comments, if you have any questions to ask about hair loss, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it today. And thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm going to flip over to YouTube and flip over to Instagram and see if anyone has any questions. Okay, nobody there. Okay, let's see if we have questions. Another platform because I don't want to leave anybody out if you have any questions. Okay, there. I'm going back to my screen. All right, so the next area that I want to show you. Oh, thank you so much. Always true. I appreciate it. If you have a good girlfriend or a sister friend or even a brother friend that is losing their hair, and when we get in our discussions together and it's a safe space and you're able to talk about it, please send this to someone that may need to hear this because I can't reach everyone because this is not something that you just want to say, look, I know you're losing your hair, check it out. Share this with someone in a safe space that may be able to take advantage of the information that I have today. I am here to just help one person. I'm not trying to make $1 million. I'm not trying to help 1,000 people. I'm only trying to help one person a day. I ask God, where do you want me to direct my steps today? Please direct my steps to who needs it. So thank you so much for always treating me. I appreciate you putting the comment in. So again, I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm trying to be clear. So I'm talking about this front area here. This is the front. That's the mid scalp, and this is the vertex for that area that suffers from inflammation and nutritional disturbances or malnutrition. So here on TikTok, this is what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about this frontal region, the frontal region, the mid scalp, and that vertex. So now we're going to move on to the mid scalp. This area here, this is the vertex. That is their vertex area. So sometimes you can sit a comb on the head. Any part of where the comb meets, that is the vertex. This is the mid scalp. So we're going to talk about the mid scalp today. Now, this mid scalp is an area where you're under a lot of stress, a lot of stress. I can spot it a mile away. If you're under a tremendous amount of stress, the cortisol and the blood sugar and the insulin, all of those spikes and all of those surges, because we're stressed, our blood vessels will start to constrict. They will get smaller and smaller, which means less oxygen flows through the arteries and veins. This is what's going to happen because the blood vessels will grow smaller and smaller because we're stressed. And the blood is moving at a faster pace. We're secreting a lot of cortisol because it's a stress hormone. As we secrete a lot of cortisol, we're also secreting blood sugar, and then we're correspondingly secreting a lot of insulin because the insulin has to pull down the blood sugar and force it into the cells. This is the body's stress response. During the stress response, there are sensory nerve fibers wrapped around each follicle. Sometimes I bring my little block up and I show you guys the sensory nerve fibers wrapped around the hair follicle. So each time you're stressed, your hair is stressed. It's as if, your the body is doing this to your follicle each and every time. I have to be kind of over exaggerated with it because I need you guys to understand whenever you are stressed, your hair follicle is being stressed and it's being choked. And it's as if a bolt of light or a bolt of electricity, because our bodies are made of electricity, we are electric. It's as if electricity is coursing through the sensory nerve fiber around our follicle each and every time we're having a stressful event, which is why I always tell everyone you have to take something to support your adrenals, support your cortisol levels, and support your stress because the repeated surges of blood sugar over a long time will take all of this hair out. Top, the area that I'm referring to is the mid scalp. So this mid scalp area, you can tell when someone has a very stressful job. I had a detective come in the other day. I'm in the Pleasantville, New Jersey area. I had a detective come in. He still had his full hairline. He had a hairline, he had a full hairline. He was thin just a bit because he was mature. I'm 56. But usually my Caucasian clients, they seem to age a bit quicker. Sometimes they have problems with wrinkles much earlier than someone that has a lot more melanin. He looked a bit more aged than he was. So he was early, but he had a strong hairline and he had hair here. But this hair here was gone. So he was not male everywhere, but didn't have the classic that eventually migrated to the front. He just had this band here that was missing hair. So of course I knew what kind of work he did ahead of time because I had my clients complete question and answer forms. I asked about their diet. I asked about have children, no children, what viral loads, bacterial loads, what has gone through their life as long as they can remember. So I always ask everybody about their life, what kind of traumas are they? Is the marriage is the marriage secure? Are you happy? Because all of that will let me know what I have to recommend you as a result of what you share with me. So when he told me to protect it, I said, "Oh Lord, he works very long days. He's away from his wife a lot because when he gets on a case, he wants to see the case through. And of course, if something had happened to any of us, we would want a dogged detective that is on the case all the time until they catch the perpetrator. So he says he has a very stressful lifestyle. So what I'm trying to share with you all here is this here, answer those questions in just a second. I promise you I will. This area here, when you are very stressed out, the mid scalp will start to thin. It will start to thin because this area is very susceptible to endocrine disturbances, high stress disturbances, nervousness, all of this here you may start to lose this here. A lot of my clients, when they get stressed out, they'll tell me all the time that the entire top of their scalp, all of their hair will come out. But this is because of the body's stress response. As I shared with you before, when your adrenals get weighed down a bit because of the body's stress response, you secrete a lot of cortisol, you secrete a lot of blood sugar, you have a corresponding amount of insulin that has to be secreted to pull the blood sugar back down. So what that causes is a rise and a disturbance in your endocrine levels because insulin, which is the body's mechanism to pull down blood sugar, insulin is a hormone. And the stress hormones, all hormones in general, will cause a disturbance in the top of your scalp because of the body's stress response. So I'm just want to answer these questions. So, always true to me said, is this a speaking forum or a listening one only? Well, you can speak if you like. You're leaving me comments, but no one else is going to be able to speak because I don't ever have anyone join in unless you are a hair and scalp specialist or a naturopath or some sort of holistic practitioner. I don't invite anyone onto my channel. So I'm going to keep going through the answers, questions and answers. How do I reverse the loss from weight loss? If you've had the gastric sleeve or gastric bypass and you are indeed suffering with a loss of hair, you will not be able to get that back because once you have disturbed and you have changed how the stomach digests food, if you have cut like the gastric sleeve, you have cut off that small little area and you've only allowed the stomach to digest a small amount and it automatically reroutes itself to the small intestine and you essentially cut off the rest of the stomach. Once you have disturbed the stomach and rerouted how the small intestine digests food, once you've done that, you will never be able to get a form of glory in your hair and scalp the way you used to because you've permanently altered how the stomach digests food. It's a long story, but as a nutritional and wellness specialist, because I have a certification in fitness and nutrition, once you've altered how the stomach, the small intestine, and the colon digest food, you can almost be sure it's going to take it out on your hair and you will not be able to get the density back that you used to. I like to try to catch people and let them know that if they can, I can help them with a nutritional plan. I can refer them to the dietitian that I work with. But once you've done it, you get that hair loss to reverse itself. Always true to me said your vertex area is always tender and it hurts a bit because any inflammation and pain you have in the body, even if it's in the scalp, that's inflammation. So you have to work on that. I have a book. Always true to me. If you can visit this link here, it says Linktree / hair loss center and J. If you can see this link right here, I have a book called Inflammation. The book Inflammation will help you to determine how you can manage it, where it comes from, how you can alter the course of what the inflammation is doing to you, products, nutritional things that you can take advantage of to work on the inflammation. Me at 56, I'm going through menopause. I haven't had a menstrual cycle in about 6 months. So I'm going through that crazy period where I'm still in the area where I can have a menstrual cycle because it hasn't been a full year yet. I take a product from it's called isotonics. It's called OPC3. If I stop taking my OPC3 for a day or two, I can feel the inflammation in my body just come back like this. So I can tell you that I have to take my anti-inflammatories every day. I have to take my omegas. I have to because if I don't, my body feels it. My estrogen is dropping, and my body is just not the way it was when I was 30. When I was 20, it's just not. So I have to do what I can, and all I can say to you is, if you're having inflammation, you have to find a way to manage it and take care of it. If you're taking any kind of anti-inflammatories, that's the move because that's what's going to help you. And then also figure out and determine where the inflammation is coming from. That I am going to save for another broadcast because I'm really just focused on the three zones of the scalp right now. So if anyone else has any questions, please let me know and I'll be glad to answer them. So, okay, I have two people on YouTube. If you guys have any questions on YouTube, please let me know. I promise I'll answer them. Let me switch over to Instagram. If you guys have any questions here, let me know. So I'm going to keep on going. So, no one here? Okay. So I just want to keep going. So also, what I want to share with you is when you dip your head down, this area here is the vertex. That is the vertex. So this little area here that I have circled, this is the main area of the vertex. When you are suffering massive inflammation, when you are having nutritional imbalances, when you are having problems with CCCA, scarring alopecia, massive inflammation on the body, this whole area here, this area where this little V is, that's where this vertex is. That vertex here, this mid scalp, and this frontal hair area here, this will all thin out. And it may get to the point where it will develop biofilms. And that is sort of like when you have a dentist who tells you that they have to kind of scrape the tartar off your teeth. Tartar is long-term biofilms that have calcified. When you do not brush your teeth for a couple hours, sometimes 6, 7, 8 hours, you can go like this and you can feel the biofilms on your teeth. That's biofilm. So imagine if you did not brush your teeth thoroughly for a long time, you'll have plaque on your teeth. It will look like white calcified because it's hard and it's firm. As our body acidifies things, it makes it hard and firm. So that's what happens here with the scalp. Sometimes when you delay in treating your scalp, when you delay in going to your dermatologist, or you delay in finding someone that can help you with your hair and scalp issues, you will develop biofilms. Sometimes you may be using things like banana oil. Banana oil is not good for everyone. Massive amounts of oil that you just keep slathering on your scalp without a good, healthy cleansing shampoo, without a scalp clay to pull all of that bacteria off and those films. Sometimes your body, as a healing mechanism, forms biofilms. And these biofilms will layer and layer and layer on your scalp, and it will sometimes calcify. For my clients who deal with inflammatory hair loss, sometimes the calcification will turn into something called lichen. So that means calloused skin. Sometimes the skin gets so firm and so hard where no more hair will go through. So this whole area here, this frontal area, when I say it relates to the conditioning, this area here, the nerves, and I'll give you that example of perspective. And this area here is the high blood sugar area, high inflammation area. And this area lets you know that you're not getting the nutrition you need. All of this entire area up here will get inflamed. It will get inflamed from the body's stress response. It will get inflamed from the lack of digestive enzymes needed to digest your food. And all of the blood sugar, high stress, insulin, all of the foods that you're eating, high sugar, high salt, the high liver fat, high cholesterol, the medications, it will take all out here. So when you're having a challenge with your vertex, your mid scalp, your frontal hairline, I already know what you're dealing with. I'm just waiting for you to sit in my chair and tell me. So I just want to share with you. Thank you so much for those parts. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for always again. You can find my information here. It's already across the screen. So anytime you want a consultation, you have to let your fingers do the walking. I can't help you schedule a consultation. You have to do it yourself. You just visit this link here, https:/linktr.ee/hair loss center NJ. You just find that information right here. If you want, you can text the words below here. You can text information to 609 right here, 609 710 8102, and I promise I'll send you a link so you can schedule a consultation. However, I'm only working with people who are ready to go right now. I'm only working with people after they book 15 minutes, they're ready to go. They're ready to go into a treatment plan. They're ready to turn their lives around to a 180. They're ready to change their diet. They're ready to take advantage of the services that we offer. They want to take care of their hair. They want to do what's necessary to grow their hair back. I am not working with people right now who are not ready to take care of their hair. I don't really just provide information sessions just for the sake of information sessions. I only work with people who are ready to go, who are not constrained by budget, who know that it takes a little bit of effort to sit in there, find out what you need, coordinate with your dermatologist, and I get a lot of people, they just want information. Oh, I just want to know if you can give me quick information. Can you give me some healthy hair tips? I don't provide healthy hair tips. I provide helping with scans to find out what it is that you need based on your blood work. I provide treatment plans and I provide written instructions for it. This is what you need to do to grow your hair back. So I apologize. If you are ready to go and you know you want to work on your hair and scalp, please schedule a 15-minute session. Go to this link below and I will be here for you. So I just wanted to share again with everyone, if you are having problems with your digestion, if you've had a gastric bypass, if you've had gastric sleeve, if you're a type A and a type AB and you can't digest your food properly, I can help you with that. If you are dealing with kidney issues, if you've had lupus, if you've had any, like myself, I have kidney issues, and kidneys will show up here. Like I have very weak kidneys. I usually have a lot of protein winding in my kidneys because I'm a type AB. So I don't digest very, very well. I have my own issues. So I have kidney issues, and kidney issues will show up beneath the eyes. As a holistic practitioner, I know this, and kidneys will show up here. So sometimes we lose hair here when we have weak kidneys. Also,
Also, when you're having digestive issues, bypass, gastric sleeve, weak digestive stomach acids, it will show up here and you will start to have a thinner than normal hairline. So, across the scalp here, if you're dealing with nerves, bad nerves, your hair will start to thin here. And again, I'll give you another example. I have a gentleman who came who was dealing with two overlapping forms of alopecia. He had a scarring form of alopecia, and then he also had stress-related alopecia on the top of his head. I am able to tell this, and after speaking with him, I was able to decipher he had some things going on in his life, very stressful corporate job. He is married. He did have quite a few things going on, and he also had hereditary hair loss from scarring. Him and his brother both had scarring forms of alopecia. So after I spoke with him, I was able to determine he's dealing with a lot of stress. He, brothers, black men, always usually have a chiseled hairline. They usually like to blocked out, so they don't put the fibers in, got chiseled out, completely full hairline. He had hair, no hair here in the interior. So after I spoke with him, I told him he was having massive inflammation. And I know he was having some challenges with his nerves, but I needed him to talk to me about his situation because men aren't that forthcoming with emotions and with telling you about themselves when they don't know you. So I really had to pull it out of him. And his wife was a soror of mine. That is the only reason why I was able to talk to him because I don't really service men that much because men are very forthcoming with a lot of emotions and a lot of information. They don't tell you too much. They just want to sit in your chair. They don't tell you too much. Well, what can I do? Women, they're a little different. So I was able to get information from him, and I was able to find that he was dealing with a lot of nervous system issues and a lot of inflammation from high blood sugar. He also was a smoker. So when you are a smoker, you are constricting your blood vessels, and there's a lot of inflammation in the arteries and blood vessels and he did not have a lot of good blood flow. He did not eat well, and he did not shampoo his hair very well at all. So he had a lot of massive biofilms and a lot of inflammation here in this area. So again, I can look at you and tell what kind of hair loss you're having. I just need you to take time to sit with me, tell me what you want to do about your hair and scalp. Because I tell everyone this: if you don't make any moves, if you don't do anything, and you're not doing anything to benefit your hair scalp, you're not doing anything to really bring it back in, you're not doing anything, where do you think it's going to be a year from now? Where will 6 months from now? So I need you to understand when you're ready to go, when you know you need to change some things about your life, your diet, and your health, once you see what hair that you have, please just give us a call. My information is rolling across the screen right here. Linktree / hair loss center in chat. Also, you can text the word information to 710-8102, and I will send you any information that you require back to you so that you can get into my chair. Again, I'm working with people who are ready to move, who are ready to work on their body's needs today. If you need me, I'm here for you. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. You guys have a wonderful day on purpose. Bye bye.